Salam alaikum to everyone in Qatar. I'm not sure where all we have everyone from, but yeah, thank you so much for having me over here. Uh, there's a lot that COVID did for us in a good way, and of course in a bad way too. The good thing was it disrupted the way we started working. And what I'm going to do in the next few minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes, is walk you through how this whole pandemic presented an opportunity to change the way people work, transform their businesses, and start looking at emerging technologies, give people an opportunity to move. But what I've noticed is some people, or some organizations rather, let me say that, are doing this the right way. Some are copying other organizations, and there's a lot going on. But there was a learning that came out of all this observation, and I'd like to share my screen if that's okay. Okay. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen. Please go ahead.
Awesome, thank you. So who's Ganesh? Ganesh is someone with 21 plus years of experience. I've been driving transformation across the globe in North America, Canada, India, Southeast Asia as well. And I'm based out of Indonesia as of right now. My last role was that as the head of business excellence with a mining organization, one of the largest conglomerates in Indonesia, Sinarmas Mining. You'll see some news in a couple of more days or weeks into my new gig when I get there. But yeah, I am a dog lover. I'm a recent cat dad. I'm a photographer. This pandemic gave me the opportunity to hone some of my woodworking skills. I love steak, whiskey, camping, road trips, and of course, meeting people as well. So that's a little bit about me. You can check out my website, 𝐃𝐢𝐿 or feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well. More than happy to connect. All right. Sorry, let me move to the next one. So this is what we saw happening until COVID. People were so used to using templates. People were so used to PowerPoint presentation. While the organization had its own goals, departments were or were not aligned to that goal. And most often than not, truth be told, people didn't know how they were impacting the organizational goals. I think 95% of people within organizations were not sure how their job aligns to organization goals. And then we saw, a lot of departmental reporting that was happening, which was not aligned to, impacting business outcomes or the society at large and things like that. So there were these issues that you see that I've called out on the left side. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can interact with the viewers, but I think most people would be able to relate to this. And then the pandemic happened, right? Like all of this had to go because people were not working in offices and people were working from home. The organizations and the businesses needed a way for employees to work with each other, work as teams, collaborate, synergize, and at the same time, try and understand, are we impacting our business goals or not? So that's where, all of these emergent technologies came in. You can see today we have a lot of app-based technologies. Zoom, for example, is one of them. You've got Miro, for example, that I'm using for my visual presentations, an infinity board that allows everyone to collaborate. You have embedded business intelligence, that organizations want to leverage so they can be ahead of the game. Customer communication tools, machine learning, artificial intelligence. These are some of the things that Mr. Fadi as well, he mentioned while talking in the previous session. And there are many organizations that have not adopted any of these or are thinking about adopting these and are still very curious to see how they can adopt these and stay relevant in the next few years, ahead, maybe 5 years down the line or something like that. Now, I'll try and zoom in on this. The one thing that I say that we need to realize as leaders, and everyone's a leader in the organization in their own way, technology innovation today is changing more rapidly than ever before. You can see everything changing, way too fast, and sometimes it's not easy to keep up with new technologies that we see. And the other thing is that technology today has the ability to do more than what business best practices demand. And what is this doing for us? This is creating a void because organizations are not able to match up or keep pace with the rate at which technology is evolving or changing. But what this does for us is, if you look at it as an opportunity, is it allows us to create new best practices. The reason why I call that out is you cannot use best practices 5 years back that were relevant 5 years back on technologies that are relevant in the future. You need to make new ones. And of course, along with that, you have to start looking at your new business models as well. So these are some of the opportunities that come up. And what should businesses be doing today? I think the first thing is to step back, think about how the business is going to run in the future, and then think about what technology should we be using as an organization. There's a plethora of technologies out there. You cannot use all of them. Some might not be relevant to your industry type. So you've got to pick and choose. And of course, you have to think about how your employees within the organization are going to reskill, upskill, with all of this change that is happening. So you need a solid talent strategy in place as well. Couple of things that I always call out. There is no silver bullet to solve everyone's problem in one shot. There is no one thing solves it all that exists. The other important thing is it might have worked for another organization. It might not necessarily work for you. So it's important to know that it might not work. These are emergent technologies. Organizations themselves are evolving and adapting to change. And there are a couple of things which I'll talk about just in the next 2 minutes, which are important variables that help us understand whether things will work or not for us as an organization. And the third and most important thing is fail fast, learn fast, is what I've written over here. We should not be afraid of failing. We need to consider failing to be an opportunity to learn from our mistakes so we can evolve and grow from that. The faster we do it, the better it is, the less impact on our revenues and things of that sort. And coming back to this now, why I said things that have worked for another organization will not work for us or may not work for us is because the complexities that exist for one organization might not be the same as yours. The mindset that exists within the stakeholders, that itself can be broken down into multiple dimensions in terms of, or demographics that the stakeholders come from. The culture of the organization, is it already a mature digital organization or not? Things of that sort. Your organizational setup, is it hierarchical? Is it a matrix organization? Reporting structures, your business processes, all of that. And then your transformation approach, that makes a huge difference too. So what we did, in synonymous mining was we broke this down into three pieces, three things that are independent of each other, but still impact each other in a very significant way. So, and all of them I thought were important. We knew that, and synonymous mining had to do this very quickly. We transformed our ways of working in a week's time. We went digital in a week. From a technology standpoint, yes, but from a digital standpoint, it was a stress for people in the organization, and we needed to see how we can circumvent that and get people to start imbibing all of that new technology that we had introduced. So we had to break it down. The first and most important one was the organizational maturity, and the reason why this was important was, this allowed our organization to become agile, nimble to change, the ability to respond to our customers better, faster, listen to employees at the same time. And we were trying to change the culture of the entire organization on the whole as well. We were impacting individual mindsets by introducing new technologies into teams which have never used these technologies before. So the way they would approach a problem, the way they would solve that problem, all of that was being impacted. And we started looking at enabling our team members, making data-driven decisions. So this was introduction of data as a strategic partner into our decision-making process, which was faster and better. So yeah, we did that. From a technology architecture standpoint, and like I had mentioned, you have lots of technology out there, and we had a really complex tech stack that we were working on. The flow of information was not simple. There was a lot of RPA that needed to be introduced to ensure the data was flowing correctly. There was a lot of offline data that we were working on, and we were not cloud-based. So there was so much that had to change, and these dots essentially meant that these are things that were work in progress. So the first and foremost thing was to clean up house. So we thought of a one-stop shop kind of a solution where we have an integrated solution, where we have singularity of data for the organization, so there's less confusion. We wanted to make sure this pandemic taught us a lot of things. If business grows, the organization has to grow, and so does technology as well. So there needs to be the ability to scale, be future ready, and ensure that we move away from on-premises solutions to cloud-based technology. So we were doing things like that. Business intelligence was the last bit, but this was the most important bit for our organization, only because we wanted to move away from using data for reactive reporting. That's what I would want to call it, and use it for strategic decision making as well. So we worked on interactive visualizations. We worked on data governance. We built relational analytics models that could help the talent strategy bit, what I spoke about some time back. And then the future, like a couple of us have called out here, is in artificial intelligence and machine learning to bring in predictive and prescriptive analytics. So this was the approach that we had. And what I'd like to do is take you to what the journey was, going to look like, and then show you a use case of how we actually introduced a technology that was actually told to walk out of the door. No one was interested in using this technology. So give me a second while. All right, here we are. So this was the roadmap that I had made. Sorry, I'm not sure why this is doing this, but Essentially, what we were trying to do was, when we initially put together a transformation strategy for the organization, we said that we'll fix the foundational things for the business, and that was on raw data, leading up to predictive and prescriptive analytics. But the thing is, when you start talking to stakeholders, organizational leaders, and you tell them that this is what needs to be done, they're more interested in what the outcome would look like. They're more interested in things that are tangible. And this is not tangible. This is all backstage. This is all cleaning up a lot of our processes, training our people, putting in new processes to ensure you have good quality data and things like that. So we had to scrap our strategy, and we had to come up with a way in which the leaders were able to touch and feel the technology. So we introduced Tableau over here, which was our visualization tool. But if you, I'm sorry, I'm not sure why this is happening. Give me 1 second. Okay, so there was a lot of offline data that we extracted from different databases to put together insights into our talent. So the reason I'm showing this over here is all of this was manual work, and we knew that a couple of months down the line, our model will automatically pull data real time and have the ability to showcase things that are needed to make better decisions as far as talent is concerned. So sorry, 1 second. So what we did, all of this gave us the ability to shortlist talent in a matter of minutes, based on the role, based on the department the person might be working in, and yeah. So this, you can see over here, we've got problem solving, relationship building, team collaboration, achieving goals, trustworthiness, customer centricity, business savviness, and just selecting these gave a short list of top talent, which then allowed us to move into a detailed, this is this was confidential information, so I was not able to, sorry about that. I'm not able to showcase all of this, but essentially what we were able to do was put in all of talent data and show how a person performs as far as the work is concerned, how is the person as far as interpersonal skills are concerned, loyalty to the organization, motivated or not motivated, and so much more, which quickly allowed us to position employees into strategic business areas as we grew. So this was a huge plus for us, and we are, until a couple of weeks back, we were envisioning some modifications to this to build in predictive analytics to say, can we have an early warning system where we are able to understand whether someone will let fight or not, and things of that sort. So what we did when we showed all of this to our stakeholders, they loved it. The teams loved it because it made their jobs easier, and they naturally wanted more in order to to get done with all their offline reporting that they were doing. So yeah, that's how we made things happen. And yeah, I'd say just going back, I'll say that there are a couple of things that we should keep in mind. Your industry type might vary. Your employees, their skills, the digital mindset, all of that might vary as well. So how do we adopt to this new normal, which there's no new normal now. This is normal now. So I think we should look at taking a step back to see where is it that we as an organization want to be in the next few years. And we should think about which technology we want to bet on, and then look at our talent strategy as well. That's what we should do. And that's a wrap from me. Ganesh, I'll hand it back to you. If there are questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Ganesh, for your elaborate presentation. Lots of diagrams, a lot of things to closely look at. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm sure in real world, it's easier than those complicated diagrams, especially if it is about people and making workplaces more comfortable and more intuitive to the way things are, how everything around us is changing. Okay, so we do have one question which has come in. Vishal Saxena is asking, what are the measurable targets, and do you have any use cases in digital transformation in terms of business cases linked to cost savings, manpower reduction, production increase, HSE improvements, etc.? So that's a question coming in from Vishal.
So Vishal, that's a really lengthy topic. I'd be happy to chat up with you offline to talk to you about some of the use cases. I just shared a talent strategy use case, over here. But if you want to see a workforce transformation use case, I can talk about that as well. We did do some task worker to knowledge worker transformation. But I don't think I can answer it in a minute. So if you connect with me on LinkedIn, I'll be more than happy to chat up with you. Or on this platform. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds good. So do reach out to Ganesh to get your questions answered. And thank you so much for your presentation, Ganesh. What we're going to do right now.